urinary health.
Everything changed.
I am myself again.
At Eucora, we've helped over 500,000 people just like you. We make UTI relief products. We also make proactive urinary tract health products. Take control of your urinary health.
I feel like I have my life back.
It's a game changer. I'm a customer for life.
Try today at eucora.com.
You know, like a hipster dentist that you're like, oh, I can get my teeth cleaned here. And I think it would be a pull because dentists pull teeth. Very scientific. Yeah.
Looks like I just went from a douchebag to a hip dentist. Did you hear what you said?
Yeah. I feel like it's a lateral move.
Yeah. Like, you thought I was just a douchebag, but I'm a douchebag with a job. Okay, let's open her up. Ew, I don't want It's a pull! Next, we have a digital door. Now, keep in mind that this door exists in another plane, so it may not push or pull. It may explode. Kurt's gonna love this one. Okay. What do you think? I mean, it doesn't push or pull. We don't have this door in your house? I obviously don't have that door in my house. But I do have it in my architecture plans for my new house. And he has sworn, I know I was wrong the last 2 times, guys. He has sworn to God this damn door's gonna go up and down.
Later, Jimmy Fallon welcomes Lupita Nyong'o. NBC Tonight.
This whole block is a crime scene.
This is the highest profile crime of the year.
I'm catching this guy. I'm not waiting for permission.
SVU, October 3rd on NBC and Peacock.
I like to know what my patients are experiencing, to feel how they're feeling. I choose to walk with them, find a path forward when nobody else will.
Brilliant Minds, September 23rd on NBC and Peacock.
From your local news authority, local, in-depth, community. You're watching KFDX3 News at 10. KFDX, named TV Station of the Year by the Texas Association of Broadcasters.
Hello and thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm Daryl Franklin.
And I'm Carney Porter. The identity of an elderly man who was killed today in a 2-car collision in Vernon will not be released by authorities tonight, pending notification of next of kin.
It happened at around 2:30 here in front of Vernon College. Vernon Police Chief Wayne Hodges says the 90-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene. And further information tonight was that a 20-year-old male driver from Vernon in the other car went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
There was one person in each vehicle, and it appeared that one of the vehicles T-boned the other before one vehicle rolled onto its side. The Will Barker County Sheriff's Office assisted, and DPS sent a crash reconstruction team with a drone to assist in the investigation.
During Suicide Prevention Month, state leaders in mental health care are stressing the need for Texas to expand care to underserved areas. Texas ranks last to access to mental health care. 97% of counties are underserved, meaning they do not have enough mental health care professionals to meet the rising demand. The gaps are especially profound in rural areas where more than 130 counties do not have a single psychologist and 32 have one. Experts say the state should dedicate more resources toward educating and attracting mental health professionals and incentivizing them to serve rural communities.
All of us in our personal lives, we all know somebody who's been touched by suicide or substance abuse. The ability for somebody to have access to mental health care is often the difference with life and death.
Mental health conditions are very treatable, and it's painful to see many people not have access to care.
Texas has been increasing funding for mental health help. Last year, the legislature made a historic $11 billion investment building 17 more hospitals across the state, and we know that in Wichita Falls. According to the Rural Health Information Hub, only 6 counties in the state are now dealing with a mental health care professional shortage.
Well, Texans will see Representative James Frank on the November ballot, campaigning against Speaker of the House Dade Phelan. Frank hopes that mending the bridges previously burned in leadership aids in passing bills he says several can agree on. He says he hopes to bring changes to the House if elected by empowering fellow House members, communicating more effectively, and having all Republican chairs. You can find more on the representative's candidacy inside this full story over on our website.
The Boys and Girls Club and the Mavericks continue to celebrate their continued partnership with the Legacy Dinner, and Aaron Gonders was there tonight at the dinner. And Aaron, you were able to meet some of the award recipients and also see what that dinner's all about.
Yeah, that's right, Daryl. It was a big-time event for sure, whether it was the food, the auction, or the important members of the community being recognized for their efforts. The Legacy Dinner definitely lived up to its name. Ribs galore were served all over the MPEC as the Mavericks and the Boys and Girls Club of Wichita Falls celebrated the achievements of former club kids and current members of each organization. Along with recognizing efforts of their members, a silent auction served as the driving force behind the biggest charitable effort of the night.
We came up with this and decided to do scholarships. So basically most of the money here goes to scholarships to Midwestern students, or I think we can even do other schools in the state.
For 16 years and counting, the Alumni and Friends Legacy Dinner continues to serve as the culmination of the strong partnership between the Boys and Girls Club and the Mavericks. Not only are there scholarships on the table, but as a time for many members to reconnect after some time apart.
And really what you see here, if you see a lot of people gathering and talking together, there's old friends getting together, alumni getting together, and so they're reminiscing about days of the Boys and Girls Club and other Maverick events. There's some long time supporters of the Boys and Girls Club here tonight.
One member recognized at the dinner was the Dr. Josh T. Kimbrough Distinguished Alumnus, someone who grew up in the Boys and Girls Club, Cunningham principal Amy Simmons, who just recently helped deliver a baby during a school day.
I said to someone the other day, they had asked me like things I had learned working at the Boys and Girls Club. So, I was taught like the importance of a firm handshake, and then that came in handy a couple weeks ago when we were delivering a baby at school. So it's been a busy few weeks.
As a former club kid, winning the award is justification for Simmons, who continues to advocate for the Boys and Girls Club to continue working with the Wichita Falls youth.
So it doesn't have to be something big like a scholarship. It can be something small, a torch club or some sort of cooking club or something that they do every day at the club. So big things and little things.
With the Boys and Girls Club continuing to grow, the hope is the Wichita Falls youth continue to grow with them.
Now presenting.
And as a result of the partnership between the Mavericks and the Boys and Girls Club, alumni and friends, more than $150,000 worth of scholarships have been awarded, along with additional proceeds funding other improvements in multiple Boys and Girls Club facilities.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club right here in Wichita Falls, such a staple.
Absolutely.
And there's no doubt there. What'd you think of those ribs?
They were fantastic. I was very pleased with the ribs that I got out there.
The Mavericks, they can cook them up.
It's always going to be a good meal if the Mavericks are showing up.
No doubt about it. Okay, Aaron, thanks so much for taking us there.
All right, let's go ahead now and check in with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling for a look at the weather. Michael, we've cooled down a bit some now that the sun's gone down.
I prefer to keep talking about the ribs.
I know,
those are just absolutely delicious.
Fall off the bone.
Yeah, every single time I get a chance to get those, it is a wonderful time. But yeah, let's take a look outside on the satellite radar right now. We have clear skies across the region. Old Hurricane Francine is continuing to weaken off. It's a tropical depression now, or weaker at this point as it makes its way up the Mississippi River. And overall for us, temperatures are are cooling back down here as we go into tonight. 74 degrees, the current temperature for Wichita Falls. 75 to Dallas-Fort Worth. 80 down towards Austin. 85 out towards El Paso. Our dew point sitting at 58. It's going up a little bit here as we go into the overnight hours. That's pretty normal for this time of year. And our heat index doesn't exist because as long as we're below 75 degrees, there's no heat index to really calculate there at this point. But as we go into this weekend, it's going to be heating up quite a bit here. Triple-digit temperatures are likely. If you haven't seen already, we'll talk a little bit about a drought update, and then also we'll talk about some very small rain chances. That's coming up here in a few minutes, guys.
Even like maybe 10%?
Like just this much.
10% is fairly close.
Yeah, I've seen it rain many times when it was only 10%. That's true. Okay, Michael, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Well, non-English speaking students in the Alney ISD have a new tool to help them in the classroom.
That's right. A language barrier can make it very difficult for teachers who can't translate schoolwork to the child's native language for them to complete. But District EB Coordinator Alyssa Betts says the device called Time Kettle X1 captures spoken words and translates them into both audio and text in the student's preferred language, making it easier for students and parents both to communicate with teachers.
They take the earbuds and the teacher keeps the box portion where the student wears the earbuds. They can choose to wear one or they can wear both. And then as the teacher is speaking, the words that they are saying is popping up on the screen. So then they take a moment and when it turns blue, it begins to translate in the student's ear.
That is incredible.
Groundbreaking, honestly.
It really is. You know that the kids appreciate that so much. If you like more information on this translation device, all you have to do is look inside the full story. We had it earlier over at TexOmaShomepage.com.
Well, don't go anywhere. Michael is back with a look at his full forecast.
And still to come as well why the CDC says there's still no evidence of person-to-person transmission of bird flu. Do not go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
A lot of buzz about iOS 18, and you probably can't wait to use it. But hold on, I'm JB Tucker coming up. I'll tell you some things you really need to do before you download iOS 18.
Find your new best friend and clear the shelters.
You're watching KFDX3 News at 10 with Daryl Franklin, Carney Porter, weather with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling, and sports with Tobin McDuff. Closed captioning on KFDX is sponsored by Hamilton Bryan, the low-price leader.
NoHeatStroke.org reports over 950 children have died due to vehicular heat stroke, and every one of them could have been prevented. If you see a child in an unattended vehicle, call 911 and look before you lock. Brought to you locally by Papa Lock and Gene Burke Auto Glass.
Tonight, Jimmy welcomes Lupita Nyong'o, Kristen Milioti, and music from Talib Kweli and J-Rob. Plus, tomorrow, Jimmy and DJ Khaled go head-to-head in the Cardigan Classic. All I do is win for real. New Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
Buying pre-owned? Don't go anywhere else until you check out the used car super lot.
Pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Ford, Chevy, and GMC. Kia, Honda, Hyundai, and more. See them all. UsedCarSuperLot.com. Late model and low mileage. A great selection of pre-owned vehicles. All under one roof at the Used Car Super Lot. Next to the Ford House.
Yell Freeway at Barnett Road.
With all the changes in the school system this year, there's never been a better time to consider Wichita Christian School. We offer small classes, athletics and fine arts programs, and chapel time. When it comes to your child's education, you have choices. Call Wichita Christian School for more information.
At Wichita Falls Teachers Federal Credit Union, we're now offering our members mobile wallet services to link Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, and Google Pay. Just another reason to choose Wichita Falls Teachers Federal Credit Union. The Art Battle Texas State Championship is coming to Wichita Falls September 28th at 6 p.m. 12 artists, 3 rounds, 1 champion at the J.S. Bridwell Ag Center. Get tickets at eventbrite.com. Art Battle Texas State Championship.
Don't let a plumbing issue pull you away from the game. Call Mike Graham Plumbing. We'll tackle your plumbing problems so you don't miss a play. Mike Graham Plumbing, keeping you in the game.
Secure Defend on October 11th. Discover the latest cybersecurity threats and challenges, and learn from internationally recognized experts on how to secure and defend you and your business. Sponsorships and vendor booths are still available at securedefend.com.
This week on Texas Country Reporter.
For me, personally, it's all about conservation of the most precious resource we have, which is clean water.
I always dreamed of working in the water, like to protect these environments that I'm very passionate about.
TCR, the journey is the destination.
Brought to you locally by the Bishop Realtor Group. Weather on KFDX is brought to you by State Farm Auto Expert Jeff Rhodes. State Farm, insuring 1 in every 5 cars in the U.S. Now, from KFDX3, Texoma's Weather Authority, with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling.
All right, so a pretty nice night all around Texoma, or at least here in Wichita Falls. I was out running errands. I was like, this is nice, cool weather.
Oh.
Nothing about the humidity.
It's not.
I want it at home. Is it cool outside? I just want to.
Oh, did she say you? Okay, I thought you were talking.
Okay. I thought you said cool.
Yeah,
not cold, like chilly. It's nice and cool. I'm not like sweating when I go outside. It's a nice.
All right, let me know when I can throw a sweater.
Why are you so weird about the
because
times?
I want to throw a sweater on. It's fall. Come on.
Okay, you
know
live in
it's
your own
September.
little world right there.
Okay, give me to November. Anyways, take a look outside on the Big Blue Tower cam. Current temperature is 74 degrees. Also feels like 74 with a south wind averaging